I ain't really put it.
Hello and welcome everyone to another session of the Mastermind Book Club. In this session, we are summarizing a very short and powerful book. The author, Wallace D. Wattles. What's the name of the book? How to Promote Yourself, written in 1914. I'd like to call on our first mastermind, Chaz Comr, to give his summary. Chaz?
Hey, good. Hello, and how is everyone today? In the book by Wallace B. Wattle, How to Promote Yourself, is really talking about how to express yourself. What I got from the book is the spiritual as well as the natural law overtone. The spiritual laws is something that most people ignore. They ignore it because most people don't seek inward, they seek externally. And by seeking externally, we're talking about wanting wealth and wanting, what we call the finer things in life. But to get those things, you must first seek inward. It's about the greater one who is within you versus the one who who you seek outside of you. We are the sum total of our thoughts, our decisions, and our actions. And many times, because of laziness, closed mindedness, or just not being creative enough, we get stuck in situations or we get stuck in mundrums. One thing that the author used was wage slavery, and I was like, wow, he called it wage slavery. How that you're where you are because that's where you want to be. And even he was saying, even with people, this came out in 1914. So even with people who are less fortunate, they too can change via their inward man, that greater one that's on the inside. That if they put a creative plan, they could get out of where they are. Because the book talked about that there's infinite resources, there's infinite food, there's infinite wisdom, there's infinite wealth, and we have access to all these great things. But one of the spiritual laws that they kept saying is, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and everything else will be added unto you. So he goes in to talk a little bit about the kingdom, that the kingdom is not what we think it is. The kingdom is a God principle of seeking what God has for you and being in a right standing with God. And once you're in that place, everything else will follow. And that's what I'm in doing right there. Once you're in the right place with God, everything else will follow. Thank you.
Chaz Comer, once you're in the right place with God, everything will follow. That is powerful. That is, I remember that from the book. So that's very powerful. Thank you. Now, I'd like to call on our next mastermind, Martha Johnson.
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here with you guys in this powerful book, How to Present Yourself. And this book is into self-development and self-empowerment, and emphasis that you have to self-grow inside and outside. Not only one way, it has to be both ways. And, and another thing is the transformation power of positive thinking and visualization. And then become what you want to be, you have to believe in your heart. You have to decide, you have to take action, you have to be confident to succeed. And sometimes you have to believe you already have it to be able to succeed and overcome mental and physical limitations. Sometimes the subconscious mind control us and give you some fears and stop what you want to be. And you have to push over to comfort zone. You have to go out your comfort zone and be happy. And for me, this powerful book, the first thing for myself, I believe you have to love it. You have to feel in your heart whatever you want to be in life, and you will succeed. And I finish with this. powerful statement.
You have to be in love with life in order to succeed. Beautiful, beautiful, Marth Johnson. Thank you. Now I'd like to call on our next mastermind, Mr. Reggie Hilliard.
Hello, everyone, my fellow masterminders and everyone else. What I'll say, just real brief, is you can be what you want to be, and the fact that you want to be it is proof that you can be it. So you can be whatever you want to be, and just the fact that you can even think that up, that's enough. Know you can. It's what you desire. It's how you use your energy, your faith, your intensity, the picture of what you like to be. It's all inside of you. The imagination. I am a genie. You have the magic within you, right? Imagine says I'm a genie. So all of that is in you. All you have to do is manifest it. And what that means is you create the picture for that very thing, or you think it up. And how are you able to do that? Well, it's already inside of you. And why is it inside of you? Well, because you were made with everything on this planet and everything outside of the planet, because you're made from all this stuff. Everything is inside of you. So the greater your understanding of that is, the greater your consciousness of that is where you'll realize that, because everything ultimately is consciousness. You can think you know something, but saying you know something is not knowing it, because knowing it is embodying it. Knowing it is living it. When people say they know God, they're not necessarily living the way God lives if they're not embodying it. So it's all a matter of a state of awareness, a state of consciousness. The more consciousness you have, the more things are showing up in your life, because consciousness says, I know how to live this, which means I'm doing it, which means I'm being it, which means I'm exhibiting it. So just understanding, like I said, to start with the first statement, you can be whatever you want to be. And the fact that you want to be it is the proof that you can be it. And even to say you want to be it is like not even saying it the best way, because wanting something is not being it, right? So you can express it simply because you know it's because it's inside of you. So just go ahead and be it.
Awesome. Awesome, Reggie. Very nice summary. This book is short, sweet, and powerful. And as the author says, it's a book that you will probably want to listen to several times in order to understand its full meaning. I listened to it twice, and the second time I got more important things that I didn't get the first time, because the first time I was focused on X, and the second time I was focused on X and Y. And I'm presuming that if I listen to it again, I'll get a little bit more. What is the focus on the author? Well, the title tells you one thing. And that title, as our mastermind members said and referenced, it's about thought, the thought of advancing yourself. We're surrounded by so much lack and negativity, and that we are now better, and that competition is against us. That's all nonsense. That's all nonsense. What all we need to do is to look internally, just as Reggie and Marth and Chaz pointed to, and start realizing that what we need is inside of us. It's not necessarily immediately around us, but it is. And one of the proofs that the author points to is there is a saying that there is not enough food to go around the world. And that's probably true and false. The truth of the matter is that if we just take the state of Texas alone and plant it fully, the world would have more than enough of abundance of food to go around. So why are we living in these negative times? Because there's money in negative statements and negative times, and keeping people away from competition is the name of the game of those who are already in the competition. So this book points to all of this, and it also tells you you are not too late to start new. You are not too late to write that book. You are not too late to start a business. You are not too late to start anything that you want to start and realize. In conclusion, I'd like to ask my mastermind, do you have any last words on this book? Because we want to make it short and sweet this time around. Chaz?
I'm sorry.
The book says all things work together for good for them that love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. Sometimes you're in your own way. Take a look at what's inside you. Get on your knees, pray, meditate, seek God, because the greater one is on the inside of you.
Thank you, Chaz Comr. Martha or Reggie, do you have anything to say?
I say to everyone, don't give up. Don't give up. No matter how old you are, no matter where you are, whatever the situation, don't give up on your dreams. Follow your dreams and believe in yourself. Have actions and the desire and the confidence. Whatever you want to be, don't never give up.
Thank you, Marth Johnson. Thank you. Reggie Hilliard.
All I'll really speak to or say is get to know, which is to say, get to know the without, get to know the within, get to know the all, get to know yourself, get to know God, get to know everything. It's all the same thing because all of it comes from the all. And everything that's in the all is in everything. So we're all in the all, which is to say we make up a part of the infinity, which is God, which is all, which is absolute. But as well, all of that is actually inside of us. That's what is the first law of the Kabbalah, which is to say everything is mental, which is we understand that, and we can then relieve ourselves of the foolishness and the lies and the things that you spoke to a bit, and we've spoken to the fact that like these limitations and so on and so forth, but they don't exist. They only exist because we create them in our external, because we can create whatever we want to create, but in absolute, we can actually create the all, we can have the all. So it's really about whatever it is that you say, but if you understand it in truth, you go for the absolute, because if you can have more of the better, more of the love, more of the light, more of the this, more of the, those types of things, you go for it. But if you want to keep yourself away from that, and you start casting spells around yourself, and you start thinking limited, you start saying things like I can, and I'm not this, and, limiting yourself in those ways. And that's, many of us do that, but it's not the way that we have to be. And I'm sure a lot of us don't want to be that way. We just don't, at this point, know any better. So just realizing the truth, as they say, the truth will set you free. It's absolutely true. The truth will set you free. That's just not a statement, because then truth is freedom, and is what is freedom. That means you're able to live your life the way you're supposed to live it on this planet.
Thank you, Reggie Hilliard. Thank you very much. What you just said is just as powerful as what Chaz and Martha just said. This book, How to Promote Yourself, also tells you that if you're surrounded by negative people who want to keep you at their level, who don't support you, who don't encourage you to move forward, and get away from them, because you're not going to gain much positivity from surrounding yourself next to negative people who don't want to go beyond where they are at, because they're comfortable. They feel comfortable, and they feel that they don't need anything more than what they have. And the reality is that if you have a thought of advancement, you have to find people who are willing to advance themselves. We highly recommend this book. My name is CEO David Diaz, and we are all part of the Mastermind Book Club. And until next week, where we're going to review another empowering book, take care.